Long story short, I got called down for a family emergency. I was originally supposed to come for a month, but I had nowhere for the dogs to go and no one to watch them for that long, and they would have missed me so much. So the family came up with a solution, and that's just come for a week and help out with a family emergency. I can't go into what it is because I've got to think about my family, you know, and it's been a bit of a crappy time, but it's not my story, it's theirs. So I said I'll come down and help you as much as I can. That sounds like Auntie Sue is on the way down. Oh my gosh, this house, honestly, I don't know how my mum does it. My mum is laid up at the moment. She's not allowed to do anything, so that's why I've come down to help, because my mum is the primary carer for her husband and special needs sister, my Auntie Sue. And when you move in and live with someone and see their life and their routine, you realise how, God, it takes somebody unique to not just cope with being a carer, but to actually enjoy it as well. My mum has got a very good humour, you know, and she laughs everything off, and she's like really strong. But I said to her, I couldn't cope with this. If I lived here all the time, I couldn't cope. So we've had a talk about it, and I think they've all realised I'm crap at care work. I can do it for other people, and I can do it as a job, and I'm really good at that. But living with someone 24 hours a day, being on call, this is what happens. This is their life, and this is how they live their life. And when you come in, you sit on the edge of their life and just put your foot into it, and you're on call when they need you. So it becomes not your life. And that is what a carer is like. It's like your whole focus is on someone else. And I'll come back in a minute because here comes Sue. I've come back again. It was my sister that turned up to see my mum because she's a primary carer. So yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow, and she came to say goodbye. So, because I don't know what time I'm going tomorrow, but oh God, I forgot what I was saying, because it's like 2 hours later. But oh yeah, I was talking about caring. Oh my gosh, you've got to be built a certain way and be a certain character to cope with it. But I'm not cut out for it. It's not that anybody on their own is in particularly hard work. It's 3 people with 3 different needs, all overlapping each other, and that's what I couldn't cope with. And I keep thinking I can hear Sue. Sue talks to Percy, which is it's this toy that talks back to you in your language. It records your voice and records it back to you in a squeaky voice, and it's non-stop. But oh yeah, it's hard work. I feel like I'm losing my voice because I've talked so much. But basically, yeah, I've done my job. I've come down for a week, but when I go, the rest of the family have to do a rota to help out, because my mum's not allowed to lift anything, not even a cup of tea, nothing, for about 2 months or something, or 6 weeks. So it's very difficult to say don't do it to somebody who's a primary carer for 2 other people who are in need, sort of thing. But yeah, I just couldn't do it. So yeah, going back to Scotland tomorrow. I've took a week off work and I'll go up. This house has been full of nurses. So who do they have? Speech therapists ×2. They come 3 times a week. Then there's the district nurse to do my mum's needle. I'm going to tell you the story of the needle. They sent my mum home with 28 Fragmil injections, and didn't tell her how to do it. And they said you have to do your own. and she's got a phobia of needles. So I said, I'll do it then. So I did the needle. And she's like, no, it hurts, Albert, it's awful. And then the next day she phoned the doctors and said, please can you get a nurse round, because I can't take it, I can't. So the district nurse came today and did the injection in her stomach, and I watched how she did it, and I said, did it hurt? And my mum went, no. And I said, is that needle supposed to be straight like that? And she went, well, yeah. And I said, well, like when I did it, it was bent. And my mum went, no wonder. So I put a bent needle in. But I said, you can't have a go at me, because I've never done one in my life, so I'm a nurse now. I've done an injection. But that was so funny. But yeah, there's been non-stop phone calls for appointments, and my mum, I said, you need a secretary, you need a cook, and you need a gardener and a cleaner. It's just full on. So the most stressful part of this time for me is the cooking, because it's 3 people, 3 meals at a time, because everybody wants different food, and I find that really stressful. And I said, when my kids were at home, I used to make 1 meal at tea time and say, eat it or leave it, that's it, that's your only option. But in this house, it's, I want this and I want that, and I can't do it. Oh, those lights are on. So yeah, 7 hours to come down, 7 or 8 hours to go back, dependent on traffic. On the way down, the roads were pretty clear. There was only trucks really and a couple of cars, but nothing like it was. And because this is an emergency, it's seen as, what do they call it, essential journey, because I've just been in this house all week caring, well, mostly cleaning, to be fair, cleaning and cooking and making cups of tea constantly. So tomorrow I'll go back home and I'll be like, oh my god, my life's easy. I'm sure somebody's in. So yeah, when people get older and stuff, and you get ill, and how life changes in a heartbeat, and you don't even think about the days you're going to be vulnerable, and what happens when you're married and you've got other relatives like brothers and sisters or kids, and you're all disabled. I mean, what the chuff. It's different when you're in a big family and one of you is frail, or 2, but when all of you are frail, all of you, and then who looks after who, you know. So I think they need help in this family because of this. It's quite sad really, but it shows you the strength of character of people that do this all the time, all their life, you know, looking after other people and putting the other people before themselves. And I've realised that I am utterly selfish, because I brought my children up and then I thought, that's it, I'm done now, and I've gone off and done my own thing, and I feel like I've become like a single person again who's got no children and no responsibility, you know. And I'm starting out again, and I'm thinking, I don't want any responsibility. This has made me not want to be with anyone because at some point one of you's going to get frail and old, and I don't think I can be bothered with anyone. It's just, I don't know. But anyway, if any one of you are carers and you look after somebody else and put them before you, I really, really admire you, because it is such a hard job, and it is a job to me. My mum doesn't think it's a job because she loves her husband and her sister, so to her it's not a job, but to me, even if I love someone, I'd struggle. I really would. I said if he were my husband, he'd be in Shady Pines. Because I'm tight. Oh dear me. But anyway, I'm going to go now. When I go back to the caravan, I'm going to go to bed and stay there for 2 days. And then, oh gosh, just get over this sort of thing. But no, there's no words actually. At least I've caught up with these, and they know that I care about them. And if push comes to shove, I'll come down, but it's got it is a big thing to do, seriously. And yeah, anyway, I love you, Mum, and I respect you, and I think that you've done a great job, and I honestly admire you, because it takes so much guts and courage and everything, and selflessness to put everybody before you and not think about yourself. It's not something I could do. I'm selfish. I just feel like I've not that. So anybody else like my mum, you should be getting medals, honestly. Anyway, I'm going to go now, because I suspect it. Oh no, it's 7:20. At 8 o'clock, Susan's going to come down and say, put a spooky on for me. She'll watch that and then come down and say, put another spooky on, and then she'll go to bed after that, and then that's when the day ends. So probably about 10. And then in the morning I'll leave them pottering around 7 and I'll be up. So don't have this when I'm on my own. Anyway, I'm going to go. So